If you work for an international company like Tesla USA or Tesla Nigeria, they can transfer you through the LMIA exempt. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi. Today we are going to be talking about the work visas, where I'll be sharing the available Canadian work visas for foreigners, the requirements for temporary work visas in Canada, things to confirm before paying anyone for a Canadian temporary work visa, and also the cost of a work visa in Canada. One question I know a lot of people always ask is, are there temporary work visas to only come to Canada to work for some time? And the answer is yes. This is not a visitor's visa package, so please do your diligent research. I already said it in one of my videos. Canada has more than 100 immigration programs, which is not a lie. But just like the other popular Canadian visas, which are the studying visa and the express entry, there are requirements to be met for a work visa. The categories of temporary work visas that you may be eligible for in Canada as a foreigner are the open work permit, the temporary foreign worker permit program, postgraduate work permit, co-op work permit, international experience Canada program. These work visa categories have subcategories and specific application requirements. There is always a category and a subcategory in all these applications, and there are also general conditions to meet in each category. As I've said a lot of times, when deciding to immigrate to Canada, there are three things you need to always have in mind, and they are your interests, your eligibility, and your financial ability. Before we proceed with any of the available work visa categories, you need to first confirm which one you are eligible for and which one you are capable of pursuing financially. So let's get into the categories. The first category is the open work permit. As implied, this is an open work permit. It does not require a job offer in Canada before you can apply. An open work permit can only be issued to a foreign national under one of the Labour Market Impact Assessment, LMIA. It enables a person to work for any employer for a specific period of time. There are two kinds of open work permits: the unrestricted open work permit and the occupation restricted open work permit. I'll put the direct link for the restricted and unrestricted work permit in the description box so that you can get a better idea and see what categories you fall in. If you have read it and it's complicated, please ask questions. The next one is the temporary foreign worker program. This program appears to be the most popular work visa in Canada. It allows Canadian employers to hire foreign nationals, to fill temporary labor and skilled shortages when qualified Canadian citizens or permanent residents are not available for the job. The main essence of this program is to fill skill shortages, and it has different subcategories. The major and primary requirements for the TFWP is that you must first have a job offer. Another important thing is your employer must also obtain what is called the LMIA. Getting a job offer first in Canada is where the challenge is for many interested applicants. One thing to note is that before you applying for a work visa, you must be sure the employer is willing to process the LMIA. It is actually the job of the employer to get you this LMIA and pay for it themselves. Just know it's quite pricey. Not like the way loads of people bribe their way into offices in other parts of the country or other part of the world. Like some country people that we know, I will not mention, usually secure job opportunities for their people. You cannot pay an employer to give you a job in Canada. This is against the law, and please take note before you are sentenced or you go to jail. The Labour Market Impact Assessment is what will show that there is a need for a foreign worker outside Canada to fill the job. So if you need an LMIA, you must be bringing something tangible to the table. These documents will show that there's no Canadian worker that is available to do the job after it has been advertised for some time. If you and the employer have agreed on this, the employer will pay a processing fee of 1,000 Canadian dollars for the LMIA request and a privilege fee of about 100 Canadian dollars. Once you have the LMIA, you can then apply for a work visa. It is important to know that it is the employer that must pay the 1,100, and the employer can also not charge you for the job offer. It is against the law. So if someone is telling you as an employee to bring money for a job offer or LMIA in Canada, I can tell you that it is 100% a scam. I have seen plenty of people that were asked to pay. So please just know that it's a scam. Many people who get the work visa through the TFWP get it in highly specialized professions such as the health, tech, agriculture, trade profession, blue-collar jobs, and etc., or occupations with high labor shortages in Canada. There is also what is called LMIA exempt, and there are programs that are eligible, and they are International Experience Canada, Provincial Nomination Candidates, intercompany transfers, meaning if you work for an international company like Tesla USA or Tesla Nigeria, they can transfer you through the LMIA exempt. Note that all work permits are under Temporary Foreign Workers Program. The next main point is the PGWP, which is the Post-Graduation Work Permit. This allows international students who have completed their programs in a designated learning institution in Canada to stay back and work full-time after studying. This is specifically only for those who have studied in Canada, as the duration of your work permits will depend on the years of study. So it's better to do about 2 years so that you can get 3 years post-graduation work permit. Please know that not all programs or institutions are eligible for a post-graduation work permit in Canada. Do your due diligence and be sure of the program or university you are applying to if you have plans to get a PGWP. The next point is the co-op permit. You are definitely eligible for this as an international student in Canada if a full-time work experience or internship is part of your study curriculum. This is different from the part-time work you can do on a study permit. Co-op work permits are for you to do an internship while still completing your studies in Canada. This is basically like an IT that you do in your universities, in your countries, as most IT are done during your course of study, if you understand what I mean. The next point is the International Experience Canada program. These programs allows citizens of certain countries, most especially European countries, to apply for a separate work visa in Canada. Some countries only allow you to participate once. Others allow you to participate twice, but in different categories. It is an LMIA exempt type of work permit. LMIA exempt means that you don't need to go through the LMIA process, and you must be eligible for specific programs that are in need. What this means is that if you have been following the draws that Canada has been conducting, you will see that sometimes it is usually tech, healthcare, Greek, just be eligible for some specific programs. For this permit, all you need is an employment letter, and the company pays the fees, and you are good to go. The difference between LMIA and LMIA exempt is LMIA goes through the advert process and all, but LMIA exempt, all you just need is an employment letter to secure. The main benefit of having LMIA exempt work permit is that you are flexible to work anywhere. But the LMIA work permit, on the other hand, is employer-specific work permit. That means you can only work for that authorized employer. Paying for a job offer is against the law. You can go to prison or be banned for conspiracy. Also, focus on employers who are ready to hire internationally and process the LMIA. And please do your due diligence. I've been saying it, do your due diligence. A genuine employer will never ask you to pay for LMIA. That is the responsibility of the employer. You understand? They will never ask you to pay for, your job offer. In conclusion, the Temporary Foreign Worker Program is what a lot of fake agents are using to advertise outside of Canada. They make fake promises and tell people to pay for jobs, work permit, LMIA, and other things. This scam is getting too much, and the government itself has figured out that a lot of people are doing this LMIA scam, and they've made adjustments and updated the program requirements for the TFWP. You can read more about this in the link. All these links are going to be in the description box below. So please, if you are coming to Canada to study, get a designated learning institute. Ensure that, if possible, do a course that is more than 8 months. If you do an 8-month course, you get a year postgraduate work permit. A lot of people that are here now that did a year course have applied for another master's or another diploma, and that's the truth. So that they can combine those two for 2 years, so that they can get, a 3-year postgraduate work permit, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you can, just close your eyes and do an 18-month course or a 2-year course, so that you can get your 3 years post-graduation work permit. So I've come to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comment section. Bye. Okay,